Now, Fred, could you put US-China relations in the context of a brave new world, as you put it?
I think so. China-US is still the most important bilateral relationship in the world right now. But this relationship, unfortunately, is also fraught with so much risk, uncertainty, and setbacks. Now, the trade tensions really have the potential to further escalate, which not only inflict tremendous damage to both the US and Chinese economy, but also take the whole world economy, collateral damage. So I'm very concerned about the recent tensions and the dynamics.
What are the prospects for US Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, who will be making his way to China? He says he's looking forward to frank trade talks. Should we be optimistic?
Well, Secretary Mnuchin's visit, actually first visit to China, I think it's very encouraging. Given the stake being so high, it's imperative for the top economic policymakers in both countries to really meet each other, sit down, and talk about the different disputes, in a very cool, rational manner to find the solutions. So I'm quite encouraged by this visit, and I hope the meetings are productive so that we can iron out the differences and make sure both sides will avert a costly, disastrous trade war.
Is there a possibility China could take a tougher stance, given that the US is mulling over tariffs on steel and aluminum?
Well, the US actions are clearly infuriating, but I would still hope the Chinese, cool heads would prevail in Beijing. You don't have to resort to tit for tat trade actions. Instead, try to speed up reform. To open markets much more widely and faster, and not only just to appease U.S. as a trading partner, but also for many other trading partners, because Chinese leaders have openly declared to defend globalization. China's enormous size and as leading trading economy, China needs to do more to prevent any kind of escalation of trade tension.
We have seen greater scrutiny on Chinese tech companies, in particular the likes of ZTE. Is this just the tip of the iceberg? Are we on the way of looking at a clampdown on US tech companies?
Well, if there's a clear objective evidence of a Chinese company, actually any company, violating laws, regulations, then that company needs to be dealt with according to the law. But I want to be careful, about potential Cold War mindset, the xenophobia, just because it's a Chinese company, particularly Chinese tech company, then automatically, resort to so-called national security as an argument to actually impose trade investment protectionism. So I think, again, we have to be very, very careful. Both U.S. and China, U.S. is still the undisputed global tech leader, but China is upcoming innovator. The world faces a lot of problems: climate change, pandemics, terrorism, or global poverty. I think if U.S. and China, work together to have basic brains together to solve some of the toughest problems facing the world, facing humanity, we are all better off. Technology innovation is not a zero-sum game. There's a large externality which will benefit not the two countries involved, but also benefit the whole world.
President Xi Jinping has committed to opening up the economy further, and we're seeing some opening in the auto sector as well as in the financial sector. Is this the real deal? Because people have complained before that the opening up of China has been too slow.
Well, so clearly the world is watching, and the US in particular is watching closely how quickly and effectively China is going to follow through these pledges of further economic opening up. So I believe the Chinese leadership is committed to further global integration, further market opening, more level playing field. But at the end of the day, action speaks louder than words. I think China, it's imperative for China to really accelerate these reforms and to gain credibility